This tutorial, I want to show you how to create this shoehorn using Surfaces, SolidWorks Surfaces. So I've put the files that you're going to need in Blackboard, and it depends what course you're doing exactly where you find them, but it'll be under Learning Resources. Let's just download shoehorn sketches. So that's downloaded, and we're going to need this one as well later on. So let's download that one too. Let's just right click and save as then instead. So in this case on my desktop I'm going to create a new folder. I'm going to call it shoehorn. Obviously you save it wherever you're saving your files to. And I'm going to save in there this Jones PNG. Let's go back and find in the downloads folder shoehorn sketches. I'm going to Control X to remove it from there and put it in, not that one, into shoehorn on the desktop. Control V. Okay, so I've already got SolidWorks open, so I'm going to double click on the file. So once you've opened the file, this is what you'll see. So if I just use the end condition bar just to scroll back and show you what we've got. So the first sketch I created is on the front plane. I just measured the shoehorn and put it's a 3-point arc. Very simple shape. Then we need a new plane, and if we look at the sketch, the definition for the plane, then I've selected the right plane as the first reference and this end point of this line as the second reference. So on that plane we position that sketch, and again that sketch is just measured directly from the shoehorn. I've measured the width and the approximate radius and positioned this point in the center and made these 2 points horizontal, and then I did exactly the same at the other end. I did a new plane and another sketch at that end. Ignore this one for now. So from that point we're going to go to Surfaces, which I've already got open. Obviously right click and select if it isn't open, and we're going to select Boundary Surface. So Boundary Surface is a tool which works very well for profiles at 90 degrees to one another. So the first selection, the curve I'm going to add into that first selection, is this one. So don't worry that the whole thing selects, it's only this line that's an actual outline. So direction 2 are the sketches that are 90 degrees to that, which is this one and this one. So at the moment you see that it's just that profile is effectively just sweeping along that path. But we had that one in as well, and good, I'm glad that happened because it gives me a chance to show you how to fix it. So this green dot should go to this side and the purple dot to this side. So to be honest, the simplest way to fix that is just to delete that second selection and just click on the other side, and that means we're going point to point in each case. So you can just have a quick look and just check, is it what you wanted, before you click the tick. Okay. So you'll notice this is a strange colour. That's because I've already added an appearance. So if we click on here, you'll see that, if I scroll up a little bit, I've selected glass and gloss, and I've selected this brown glass appearance onto there. So we've got our first boundary surface. Next step is to look at this sketch, and you can see what this sketch is. It's going to create the general shape profile. But we've got errors, as we can see here. So if I just double click and spacebar normal 2, we can see that anything that is in this olive colour is a dangling entity. So we can delete that one. We can delete that one. See that one, I don't know if you noticed, but that one has automatically disappeared. So those dangling entities were because I'd created this shape already and then deleted to leave the sketches. It had constraints to this edge which had been deleted. So if we select, Control select, and then we can add a tangent relation at that end. Go back to this end and do exactly the same. Select this edge, Control select the circle, add a tangent relation, and click the tick. You'll see now the sketch is fully defined. So we can edit the sketch and go back into isometric. So now we're ready to do our trim surface. So if I click on trim surface, the trim tool in this case is going to be this sketch. We've got the option to keep or to remove selections. In this case, the easiest option is to go for keep selection because it's just one click here. Otherwise, you've got to click on 4 corners to remove. So that's the bit we want. That's all we need to do. Click the tick, and there's our shape. At the moment, that is still only a surface, so we need to thicken it. So we select the surface to thicken. There is only one, so it's that one. And the thickness of the plastic is 2.5 millimeters. I've already selected the thicken side too, so it's going to go underneath because I did all the measurements from the top face. So we click there, and there's our thickened object. Doesn't do any harm to save from time to time. So I'm going to then go to Features and Fillet, and I'm going to use a surface to fillet. What I forgot to do is change this to 1 millimeter. So it took quite a long time, but we just do 1 millimeter there. There we go, that's better. And we can do the underside surface at the same time. Because we've got full preview turned on, we can see the effect it's going to have. That looks okay. Click the tick, and there's our finished part. So we're going to add a decal. If you remember, the image had this Jones on it. So we're going to add this onto this top face. So to do that, we go to SolidWorks add-ins, click on Photo View 360, and that will open the Render Tools tab. And we've got Edit Decal here. So the image file path, I should just mention this area here actually. There are a few default logos and decals loaded here in the SolidWorks folder. We're going to add our own. So I'm going to click on Browse. So that's the pathway to this default folder. I'm going to go to Desktop and to Shoehorn. That's where I've saved it. It's a PNG which I created in Photoshop. So that's what we're going to select for the decal. And we're going to position it on this top face. So you'll notice it's the wrong way up and in the wrong position. So if I just click on this top face, I want to rotate it through 180 degrees. So I can use this wheel device for that. you'll see it gives the number of degrees, and I want it to 180. I want to move it over here. Okay, so that one. So I've made it a little bit bigger, just position it by eye, like that. Just drag this a bit bigger again. So if we just accept it like that, we're going to have a black background here. We don't want that. I've created the PNG with transparency, which means if we use decal image alpha channel, then that automatically gets rid of that black background and leaves just the text, like that. So then if we look at it on an angle, we can see we've got that kind of gold print effect, text effect on the surface, wrapped around the surface.